In painting, the prep work refers to everything that happens before anybody ever opens a can of paint. It includes setting nails and filling holes, caulking, spackling, glazing, sanding, cleaning, and of course, masking and protecting the other surfaces on the job. Because 90% of a fine paint job depends on the quality and attention to detail that is used in doing the prep work. And too many folks spend too little time on this crucial step. In this video, you're going to watch the guys from Four Seasons Painting do a masterful job on both the prep work and the actual application of the paint on the doors and moldings on the interior of our house. The first step in the process with pre-primed millwork like this is to fill and sand off the nail holes and then caulk the joints. Now, we used Crawford's heavy-bodied, easy sand, waterborne spackle for these nail holes. And yes, we put a few too many nail holes in. But once the holes are in and they have to be fixed, the overfill, the part of the spackle that sticks up above the top of the board, is lightly sanded off with 150 to 220 grit sanding sponges. Now, over-sanding, rubbing too hard and for too long in one spot, is an easy mistake to make and an expensive mistake to recover from. So pay attention and go lightly. Ron Sharp, the owner of Four Seasons Painting, likes Tower acrylic latex caulking for the joints. Interior finish caulking is an art form. Perfect application and striking off of the joints requires a practiced hand because it will either make or break your paint job. And these guys are the best. Masking is a job with its own set of tricks and shortcuts, and it's an inexpensive way to protect the white walls not only from the trim paint that will be shot on, but from the red sanding dust from the glazing putty that will be falling off. The masking has to be very well done because it has to hold up perfectly, first for the sanding, then for another primer coat, and then for 2 finish coats. It's better to overmask than to overspray, and old Ben Franklin got it right on this one. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, so make it bulletproof. Once the holes are filled and sanded and the joints are caulked, it's time for the first primer coat. Once it's been shot with the primer, you can really see what really needs to be fixed in order to have a truly fine finish. It's important to use an undercoating type of primer like, in this case, Pittsburgh Paint Seal Grip, because it's designed for easy sanding. It powders under the sandpaper instead of balling up. Now the spackle that we use the first time is to fill the actual holes. The next time we go over this, an LED light that is side casting, that is shining across the work, not at the work, is the only way to show the imperfections that are then filled with a lacquer-based red glazing putty that is made by Bondo. This stuff is a topping and not a spackle. It's sticky. It dries pretty hard, even though it is barely sandable, and it will fill the tiniest nicks and dings and scratches and even the wood grain patterns and make them all disappear. Think automotive bodywork here. Once the first pass of red glazing is sanded and cleaned up, another coat of primer follows. It's lightly sanded, and then is touched up with a very minimal second pass with the red glazing putty for the very last details. Building up the primer like this is an expense, but it makes a nice difference in the final appearance of the finish coats. Thankfully, our doors have been manufactured by Linden Door Company and have a nice primed surface right from the factory. All we had to do was to sand them lightly, rack them up, and hit them with 2 coats of finish. A lot of folks don't realize that to protect the warranty on a door, all 6 sides must be painted. So be sure that the top and bottom edges get a few brush strokes as well. Once you know that everything is ready, all the dust has been cleaned up that could be kicked up onto the work, and all the masking is secure, it's time to shoot the first coat of finish, and then immediately turn right around and follow it up with the second top coat. These men worked hard to make our doors and moldings look beautiful. I was so impressed by their relentless attention to the details of their jobs. And in the next episode, you're going to get to see them do the same thing outside, in some cases, almost 30 feet in the air. Thank you for watching Essential Craftsman, and keep up the good work.